Hi, we're just going to go over how we do a kettlebell swings and 3 variations of them. So I'm looking at what I am in standing. And you can afford to be about 150 each side of this, 100 if you're very good. Now, what I want you to do, so I've set up my back aware belt. I want the bottom of your toes. Okay, so like the knuckle, it's called the metatarsal, but like where the knuckles of the toes would be, in line with the handle of the kettlebell. Now, key thing here is, what we want to do first is just slightly bend the knee. Now lock the knee. The knee shouldn't keep bending. This should also be in the hamstring and the glutes. You're going to push your hips back to set yourself up correctly. And then come down. Now, if you want, I can round. And again, if you constantly round, it should be coming on. So okay, so I have it, I'm at 1650. And the upper limit, the flexion is 1800. A lot of people struggle to get to that last little bit, but let's see. So we now slightly bend the knee, push the hips back, keep the chest up, back up. Now I won't touch it all the way down, but I'll go as far as I can. Slightly bend my knees, bring it back as far as you can, then back up. So I'm still about 6 inches from the ground, hips back, aiming at that toe position that we started at. Again, squeezing the bum at the top, hips going back, chest staying up is the key thing. Listen to your back aware belt. If you're rounding, slow it down, don't go down as far. That will tell you when you're in the right position and when you're in the wrong position. Okay, if you get that position first, in line with your toes, come and have the handle of the kettlebell in line with your heels. So this time what we're doing is coming back through, back up. And again, I always like to just practice one time first. Make sure my numbers aren't changing excessively. And they will go up at the bottom. But as long as I keep my chest up, they seem to be fine. Again, I wouldn't mind them going up about 80 on the bottom. So again, I set up in the right position, keep my chest up, lift. Now that tells me that the fact that I'm buzzing at the very bottom, I'm not going to go down all the way. I'm going to go back towards my heels, back up. Go as slow as you need initially. And I can look at my training screen and keep that line in between the other two lines. Or look at my calibration screen. And if I feel good, I can start increasing the pace. As long as my hips are going back, squeezing my bum at the top. Excellent. Okay, if you did 20 the first one, 20 the second, keeping the chest up. At the last one, is your kind of traditional. You're going to try aim to bring the kettlebell bring your hands between the mid thighs and out the back. Then you're going to stand up straight. Main fault I see people do with this is they try lift their arms. This is a leg exercise. So all you're doing is trying to stand up straight. If your arms come up high, great. If they don't, no big deal. So we're going through the legs, back up. Through the legs, back up. Again, be careful when, I'm just going to put that in my pocket. Be careful when we lift the weight. So slight bend in the knee, through the legs, back up. Through the legs, back up. Hips go back. Keep your chest up. And that will keep your back in a safe position. And it's allow us to have good technique when we're doing our kettlebell swings. When we're coming back down with the weight, we don't lift from here. Always, first movement is hips back. That gets the glutes and the hamstrings working. Then we drop it at the last bit. That's a little variation and ways to get better at your kettlebell swing. Thank you.